hiding the truth in plain sight and building a false reality on lies and deception for far too long. And now, their time is coming to an end. It's time to fight back, to wake up, and to begin an uprising. Now is a time for judgment.
This is a time for judgment. Welcome to today's show, 6G. We are on the cusp of 6G, and I've talked about this many times about how 6G is going to be inside of you. Well, now we're getting more and more stories about 6G, and they're actually going to tell you what's actually going on, because even Popular Mechanics is covering it, saying that scientists want to use people as antennas to power 6G. Now, you might remember that scene from The Matrix about, turning you into a battery.
What is the Matrix? Control. The Matrix is a computer-generated dream world built to keep us under control in order to change a human being into this.
Yeah, well, that's exactly what's going on as we continue to see them mixing iron and clay. Remember as well the clip that I showed you from the World Economic Forum where the head of Nokia was talking about by the year 2030 that the cell phone's not going to exist anymore because it's going to be something that's inside of you.
You will have such a good digital twin that you'll be able to go into the metaverse, into a virtual reality world, turn a dial, pull a switch, feel around, and actually change it in the real plant?
Absolutely. And this is not far off. I mean, the physical and the digital worlds, they will grow together, and the result is exactly what you just said.
I wanted to ask when you all think we're going to move from this form factor to something that's on your face, glasses, and when computing's all on the edge.
All right, 50 seconds. Who wants to answer quickly?
I think it will go. It will. First of all, it will definitely happen. I was talking about 6G earlier, which is around 2030. I would say that by then, definitely the smartphone as we know it today will not anymore be the usual kind of the most common interface. Wow. Many of these things will be built directly into our bodies. Say that by then, definitely the smartphone as we know it today will not anymore be the usual kind of the most common interface. Wow. Many of these things will be built directly into our body.
So the future of 6G telecommunications could come from visible light communication. Researchers at the University of Mass Amherst believe using humans as part of the antenna system offers the most efficient way to harvest waste energy. In the process, humans could wear coiled paper. They say we don't know yet exactly how 6G wireless technology is going to work. They do know exactly how it's going to work. It's already ready. It's just a matter of nobody's going to jump in and be like, oh, I'm ready for 6G when 5G just got rolled out. Number two, they need to go on a heavy PR, propaganda campaign and push this to people so that people begin to get comfortable with technology being inside of their body. Again, people won't just do this unless they're eased into it. You're going to see lots of stories about people who are trying this out. Oh, look, this guy's got, the digital passport inside of his body. This guy's got 6G. He's connecting with 6G. His phone is no longer in his hand. The phone is in his body. You become one with the machine. So they say they don't know how 6G wireless technology is going to work, but they believe using humans as antennas to power 6G may be the most viable way to harvest additional energy that would otherwise get wasted. So for those of you with the Matrix clip, if you never understood what that meant, now you do. Now you know, because humans are essentially going to be turned into batteries. In the always present effort to speed up informational exchange, scientists have already started investigating visible light communication, basically a wireless version of fiber optics that uses flashes of light to transmit information. Adding VLC to 6G spurred the team to dig even deeper. First, some background on 6G as a refresher. 5G, what is considered the fifth and most recent generation of cellular broadband networks, is still in its infancy. True 5G networks operate in millimeter wave frequencies between 30 and 300 gigahertz, which are 10 to 100 times higher frequency than previous 4G cellular network. And again, That's them frying you right there, going from 4G to 5G, but telling you that, well, don't worry about wave frequencies, radiation, don't worry about that because you can download the latest NSYNC Christmas song a lot faster. So this is necessary that we have these things. And we're not going to run any, we're not going to tell you that we know the implications of 5G when they know flat out exactly what it's going to do to people. And it's already obviously doing it to a lot of people. So they say the definition of these cellular generations are defined by a global partnership known as 3GPP. That's right, PP. Given the history of the never-ending march of technology, it's inevitable that 5G will be replaced by a new network in the future. It just isn't entirely clear what 6G will mean. In the meantime, in the new study, scientists found that humans can play a crucial role in making VLC more efficient by using their bodies as a carrier for coiled copper to catch waste energy from VLC. Lead study author Ji Zhong, who is a professor of information and computer science, explains VLC is quite simple and interesting. Instead of using radio signals to send information wirelessly, it uses the light from LEDs that can turn on and off up to 1 million times per second. LED bulbs can then transmit data, and anything with a camera like our smartphones, tablets, or laptops could be the receiver. Right. So this is just like, the clip from Stretch Armstrong that I showed, right? With the people are the receiver, and this is getting sent from the towers to them. This is a method of, obviously, mind control and how they're going to use this on people who are going to be clueless about it because they don't think those types of things exist.
The Smart Mark, because the Smart Mark is more than just a phone. It's part of you. Use it as cash, book your travel, and even shoot video. Distribution points are all over the city.
The Smart Mark has brought order to my life.
It's absolutely free.
23% of the population has been given the Smart Mark.
Let's put our new recruits to work.
You call yourself a man of science. World order is our destiny. Join the glorious victory of order over chaos.
But your chip makes it possible to control everyone in Charter City.
And of course, the LED bulbs, right? We hear a lot about LED bulbs. What do we hear? Well, we see all of these purple LED streetlights popping up all around the country still. And I'll cover it again in the future because a lot of people might be new and they might not know about it and what it's there for. But we see them popping up. And again, remember the excuse? Oops, it's a mistake. Oh, it's a mistake. But it's continually happening. They're continuing to put them up. And they think we were born yesterday. And unfortunately, a lot of people have brains of someone who was born yesterday, and a lot of adults in this world who cannot seem to figure out what's going on because they're naive and they think everything is an actual, everything that's going on is legit and conspiracies are fake, when in reality, it's pretty clear what they're trying to do. So LED bulbs can transmit data. Like I said, the downside of VLC comes from a high rate of leakage of energy with the emitting side channel radio wave signals. The researchers believe that if they can harvest the wasted radio frequency energy, they can put it to good use by powering small electronic devices. you. After experimenting with wires, coils, and backgrounds, the scientists realized the human body offers the best medium, up to 10 times better than any other setting tested, for amplifying a copper coil's ability to collect leaked RF energy. Then they built the bracelet, inexpensive gadget that is meant to be worn on the forearm, but can adapt into a ring, belt, or necklace to harvest lost energy. The coil copper bracelet can reach up to microwatts, enough to support body health monitoring sensors, which require little power to work, the team says. Coupling the copper coils with VLC systems use humans as antennas to power the technology. Ultimately, we want to be able to harvest waste energy from all sorts of sources in order to power future technology. So this is humans becoming one with technology. This is them obviously no longer becoming human, because what they'll be doing is putting things in their body that obviously have to do with gene editing. And of course, frequencies will be able to control you. But people don't want to believe that that's actually something that the government's capable of doing, because it seems like something, quote, out of a sci-fi movie. That's what you hear everybody say when they hear about this type of technology and what they're trying to do. They don't want to believe it, but they're flat out telling you, right? Like the clip I played earlier. They're telling you that 6G is going to be here by 2030 and that there won't be cell phones anymore. Now, could that end up being 2035, 2032? Possibly. It depends on how good they are with getting people to, to seducing people with their new technology. They have to put and go through lots of mind control experiments to get people to be willing to do this, right? Because a lot of people aren't going to do this, but there are obviously a large portion that will because, well, we've seen that they'll put anything in their body these days. So 6G technology is around the corner. And again, you will become the antenna to power 6G. Right? Think about that. The signal's going to come from these 6G towers. You're going to be an antenna. Yeah, that's not mind control. That's not frightening in any way, shape, or form. Of course it is. But people, again, they love their technology. They'll be told that it's safe. And then they'll eventually be told, look, if you don't get this type of technology, then you can't, make it in our society. You need to get it. And people will. I thank you guys for being here. Hope you're doing well. God bless all of you and your families.